I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to tell you the 4 laws of habit building. If you know these 4 laws and if you implement them properly into your habit, then staying consistent and showing up for your habit is going to be 10 times easier than what you are doing right now. The first law is to make it attractive. Most people don't want to do a certain habit or a certain task because it simply doesn't feel attractive, or it doesn't feel like anything you want to do. Why do we scroll on our phone and why do we play video games, right? Why do we do all of these bad habits? Because they're attractive. They're flashing colors, they're overstimulating, they're quick forms of content, competition, all of these different things. It's attractive because it's so easily accessible. It's easy to digest in our fucking monkey brain, right? So how do we make the good habits exactly like that? And there's many different ways. The best 2 ways, in my opinion, is to have someone or something that motivates you. For example, when it comes to going to the gym and lifting weights, having that person you look up to, like the influencer online or that friend that you know, or having like a quote or some shit that someone has said, like having that type of thing makes going to the gym a lot more attractive because you think of, oh, what would this person do if I were going? Another thing, and this is the most effective way, is to implement different things in the habit to make it actually enjoyable, to make it actually attractive. For example, I am not the biggest reader. I do not read a lot of books, or I didn't read a lot of books until I realized that the way I was like sitting and the way I was reading, the light wasn't even dimmed or anything like that. The environment around me made reading so unattractive. And also the time I was reading, where like there was a bunch of fucking like noise outside, I could not read for shit. So I decided to read at a different time, a bit later in the night. I decided to lay down in my bed and drink some tea, and already I am so much more consistent when it comes to reading because it actually feels good. Like reading genuinely feels like a pleasure to me, like I'm fucking just sitting back doing nothing. Reading is just so much more fun, and your habit will be so much more accessible if you do this. Now, let's talk about the other side of the coin, about bad habits. With a bad habit, you do the opposite. You make it unattractive. You make the habit so hard to access and so like hard to enjoy that you don't even want to do it at all. The best way to do this is using your manual thoughts. When you're doing a bad habit, if you associate negative thoughts, like you grab negative thoughts out of nowhere and fucking punch it into your head, if you associate negative thoughts with the bad habit, you will likely not want to do it after that. You likely will not want to eat the junk food if in your mind you mentally implant, I just ate the junk food, this is going to do this and this and this to my body, this goes against my goals. When you put that in your head, like manually, the next time you see the junk food or anything like that, you'll be more hesitant to touch it. You'll be more hesitant to indulge in scrolling on Instagram or playing video games all the time if you have thoughts planted into your own head that you grab out of fucking nowhere and put in your own head that you do not want to do this thing. The next thing is to make it obvious. This one is something that most people probably already do, yet making a habit obvious is like extremely beneficial in staying consistent and actually showing up to doing the habit. For example, I never drink water. I never fucking like was consistent when it came to drinking water or doing anything like that because I just didn't have water like easily accessible in my face. It was always like hidden in like a cupboard or something, and all the fucking like sugary drinks in the fridge and stuff like that, they were just in the forefront. So I saw those things and I just grabbed that if I'm thirsty instead of like doing the extra work to open the cupboard and get the water. I'll even show you right now. I keep a bunch of fucking water on my desk over there so I can see it in my face when it comes to drinking water and staying consistent in actually drinking water. So what does this mean for you? Making a habit obvious, you need to take the actual thing or something that is related to the habit and put it in a location that you frequently cross through day by day. For example, when you're studying and say you're always in your room scrolling, laying down in your bed, literally put your fucking backpack on your bed or put your work on your bed like the day before or before like you usually study, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, I have to go do that, let me go do that right now. Or if you have to go to the gym, literally lay out your fucking gym clothes the day before, make it look all fucking nice and shit, and then the next day it's already laid out, it's perfectly looking like it looks so fucking good that you just pick it up and like, okay, let's go to the gym. And now with bad habits, making them invisible, making bad habits not visible to you at all. And this is pretty fucking simple. When it comes to social media, delete the app. I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna die. Delete the app. When it comes to junk food, stash it in the back of your cupboard and put it away in places where you can't see, and put the healthy, more nutritious food in the forefront. When it comes to playing video games, you can fucking stash the console somewhere else or stash the PC somewhere else, or you can just fucking delete the game. Like, you don't need to live off of the things. I promise you. Like, if you just take some time to like dopamine detox and like remove your fucking need to like use these different vices, you're going to feel so much better. The next law in habit making, number 3, is to make it easy. So many people, when they start a habit, go too fucking hard. And going hard in the beginning, motivation leads you in your entire journey. And I know what you're thinking, motivation is good, right? Motivation is great. Yes, motivation is good, but motivation isn't reliable all the time because motivation runs out. When you go hard on the habit, like, yeah, I'm gonna start the gym, I'm gonna go to the gym for 3 hours, I'm gonna read for 3 hours, like I'm gonna do all these fucking habits for so long. And then you're all motivated and stuff and you do it, and then you realize, holy shit, I actually have to work out for 3 hours. Like, why are you doing that to yourself? Make it easy at first and then worry about progressively overloading and progressively making it a little bit difficult and a little bit more difficult over time. So what does this mean? Take the habit you want to get consistent in and reduce it in your mind to the most basic form that you would be able to do if you were sick or if you were just unmotivated or if you weren't feeling good. Reduce it to that level and start there. And it's going to feel like, oh, why would I fucking go to the gym for 5 minutes? Or why would I read like 1 page? Because this trains your ability to show up for your habit. Habits are built off of repetition. Repetition is the fuel for your habit. And if you do not have the ability to show up for your habit consistently, especially on the days you feel like shit, you're not going to stay consistent. You're not going to reap the benefits that wait for you months and years later down the line. And for bad habits, it's pretty fucking obvious. Make it hard. Make it hard to not only access the bad habit, make it hard to actually do the bad habit. The way I do this with social media, I just don't fucking have it on my phone. Like, it's just no need to be scrolling all the fucking time. It's generally like a waste of time. Like, I might make an entirely different fucking video about social media is like stupid as shit and how it makes you fucking dumb. When it comes to playing video games and anything like that, I just don't fucking have the console plugged in. It's pretty easy to make like bad habits hard. You keep in mind, like, you are going to slip up sometimes. Like, you're going to fucking like re-download the app or anything like that. Like, it's okay to mess up. It's just better to actually fucking try to stop instead of just like giving up, like, I'm addicted, I'm fucking, my brain is stupid, I'm just going to keep doing the bad habit. Like, at least try to squash the addiction and understand that squashing an addiction takes time. You're not gonna do it in fucking 1 second. So you starting right fucking now, like, I'm not joking, right now, actionable step, start right now. You starting right now is doing 10 times more progress than you just fucking giving up and allowing yourself to stay like controlled by these stupid fucking vices that ruin your life. The fourth and final law in habit building is make it satisfying. Everything I was talking about was so you can actually show up to the habit. This is how you return to the habit, that entire repetition, the satisfying feeling at the end. There are many ways to make a habit satisfying. For example, say after you go to the gym, you give yourself a little treat, like you eat some fucking dark chocolate, like nothing stupid, like nothing fucking crazy, like go and eat like a McDonald's meal or some shit. You fucking fat. Nothing crazy like that. You just go get a little treat, or you go talk to your friend or something like that, have like a funny conversation, or you just do something that you enjoy, something that makes you want to do the habit again. Or what I do that you should do is make a habit tracker. A habit tracker is a calendar based format where you keep the habit on top, like 3 or 5 habits on top, the date and like the days of the month on the side, and then you check off the habit depending on like if you did it that day. Literally, right when you finish a habit, checking off that habit makes you like feel so good, like that satisfying feeling of holy shit, I'm making progress, I'm checking off the boxes, I'm doing a good job. Or you can do this other thing which is very useful, is to forcefully implant thoughts in your brain. And I'm not joking, I'm literally saying to forcefully implant positive thoughts in your brain after you finish a habit, and highlight all the positives that you receive when you do the habit. And then you're going to go back and return to the habit because your brain is just going to automatically think all of these positive, nice things about the habit. And for bad habits, it's to make it unattractive. To be honest, a lot of different advice out there about making habits like unattractive and stuff like that, it's fucking bullshit. The only thing you have to do is the opposite of implanting positive thoughts in your head, implant negative thoughts in your head. Like, it's that simple. Just implant the thoughts in your head that make the habit unsatisfying and unattractive. It's similar to the advice I gave about making a habit unattractive. You implant thoughts in your head that don't make you feel good about actually doing the thing, and you won't do the thing. Now, I just gave you the 4 laws of habit building. Now, how do you actually use this in your life? You don't have to use every single thing, like across every single habit. You can use each section of this video as like a guide for a certain issue that you're having with your habit. For example, with the gym, you check off all the boxes, it's just it doesn't feel satisfying. Rewatch the satisfying part of the video, and then you'll figure out how to make your gym habit so much more successful. If you're struggling with reading, yet it's too hard for you, just go back and watch the easy part of this video and then make the habit easier. What I'm giving you right here isn't only just information and like you're learning and stuff like that. I'm giving you tools that you're able to use whenever you're facing a different problem depending on the habit that you have. Because not every single habit you have is going to have an issue with these 4 laws. It's going to have an issue with one of them that's holding you back completely. So using this video as like your toolbox to open up and figure out what issues that you need to fix is extremely fucking powerful. And I hope that this video was able to give you that sense of security, like I finally have a like guide in order to stay consistent in what I want to do. Like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed. I hope you did. And that's it.